What's going on, people? My music didn't play.
Oh, good.
Ain't nobody helping no broke ass nigga, no broke ass beat, no broke ass nigga, no broke ass beat, no broke
Welcome to the Contemporary Comrades.
Pick yourself, pick yourself.
I'm Heavy J.
Pick yourself.
And we're fucking live. For the first time ever. What's
First
going
time
on,
ever,
man?
man.
Contemporary Comrades. Heavy J, Corn, you see the names, man. We're live. Did I mention that we're live? Because we're fucking live. We're late as hell right now, and I'm sure nobody's watching, but hell, we're gonna do the damn thing live anyways. Shout out to Adam. He couldn't be with us today, but tonight probably because it's late as fuck. But nonetheless, Corn and I are gonna do the damn thing. We're both pretty tired, and but we're gonna see what we can do for you guys tonight. So as Adam would say, we got topics. As you can see by the title, we're gonna talk about Operation Warp Speed. Which is the new. We'll go into it. Fuck that. Then we're probably gonna roll into Bill Gates a little bit in his recent CNBC interview, and then we're gonna talk about the NFAC and how they pretty much made themselves look like complete idiots just this past weekend in Louisville, Kentucky. But without further ado, Corn, you got anything you want to say, man, before we start?
Oh, dude, I just want to say it's great to be live, and dude, let's get into these topics, man.
Yeah, let's just get into it, man. No bullshit. So, first topic is Operation Warp Speed. What this is like a Trump government funded initiative to basically push a safe and effective, quote unquote, coronavirus vaccine by January of 2021. This has gotten, I think, about $300 billion worth of funding or something like that I saw. And they aim to deliver 300 million vaccines by January of 2021. So that, I mean, to put that in perspective, that's not quite the entire United States, but that's damn near a vaccine for every person in the United States. It's short by maybe like 35 million people. Which is still, that's a hell of a lot of vaccines to push out in basically a year of research on the virus. Now, as we mentioned in our older cast, it is a relative, if you will, of the coronavirus strain of viruses. So, like, it's similar to SARS and MERS and stuff like that. We already went over that in, like 10 casts ago. But it's so, and keep in mind, SARS or MERS, there were no vaccines created. Actually, MERS, there was a vaccine created, but it killed a lot of people, and India got mad at Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for that because they pretty much claimed that they, sold them a bad vaccine or basically provided a bad vaccine. But again, we talked about that in the other cast. But it kind of ties in what we're going to talk about tonight. But I'm going to just read you a little bit of facts on Operation Warp Speed, or facts, but just kind of explain what it is here. So basically, like I said, Operation Warp Speed aims to provide 300 million doses of a safe and effective COVID-19 vaccine, basically in 6 months. Basically in 6 months, and by January 2021. So who knows if that actually will happen? Before I even go any further, Corn, how do you feel? All right. So keep this in mind. Mm-hmm. Vaccines. A normal vaccine typically takes 4 to 7 years to be created, sometimes longer.
Yeah.
And also keep in mind, we never got a SARS vaccine. So knowing these things, how do you feel in general about taking and I'm not speaking for any other vaccines right now. How do you feel in general about taking a COVID vaccine as soon as February of next year? How do you feel about
that? Honestly, me personally, I wouldn't be scared. You know me.
Would you want to get the vaccine?
But no, hell no.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, oh no, I want to take it because I can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Am I there?
Yeah, you froze a little bit, but we can still hear you. Okay, maybe now. I
You can hear me still?
can hear you right now. Yeah.
I froze again.
Let's see. It's the first live, folks. We're shaking out the cobwebs here.
All right, you good?
Yeah. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Sorry, yeah, it's probably my internet. Yeah, so no, yeah, I wouldn't want to take the vaccine, especially not as soon as February. Because to me, it seems like a little bit better. Besides Florida, doesn't it seem like it's getting a little bit better everywhere else?
No, actually, according to the numbers, it's getting worse. But I
Where
mean,
though?
I like everywhere. Like I think over 35 states have like record numbers at this point. But the most concentrated areas are of all like so. But out of all the cases in the U.S., the most concentrated areas are in 2 states, and it's Florida and Texas.
I still wouldn't want to. I still wouldn't want to take one. I'm just gonna be honest. Just for personal
Yeah, I
reasons,
feel it. Yeah,
I just wouldn't want to take one. Now, do I think whether what I want and what they are gonna make us do, especially for
right,
us, the working class citizens?
right.
What do you think they're gonna make us do?
Probably get that motherfucking vaccine, bro.
Yeah, because every every job is gonna be like, oh, you gotta have this, up, you gotta have that, up,
Yep,
yeah, if you don't have this, you can't work here, up.
yep.
You want to keep up, you have to take the vaccine. If not, you're fired. It's gonna
And
be one
and
of those
also
things.
and also if you combine that
We
with oh sorry, oh you're back. Okay, go ahead.
we just had a conversation. Oh, we just had a conversation earlier about how they're already forcing people are calling the health departments on people not wearing masks.
Yeah,
I mean, seriously,
yeah.
it's crazy, and it's crazy that 2 months ago, I can't remember whether it was on Comrades or it was on Hap, but
Right.
you literally said that it was going to get to a point where these masks are like people are going to start treating it as if it's normal. That the
Yeah,
masks are literally a
yeah.
normal thing, and we didn't want to believe you.
All right.
You know,
I and I want to say just from all this COVID shit, man. Like I really hate being as right as I have been, and I know you feel the same way about some of the shit that you've said because I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many cast people have listened to from us, but we've sort of kind of predicted a lot of crazy shit on these casts, man, and like in a weird way too, like just sort of like just nonchalantly like saying the shit and then it happens. It's kind of like damn, like interesting. But
yeah, dude. we predicted a lot, man, and it honestly,
yeah,
at first I was like, man, I hate being right, but you kind of like it. But then it's like, wow, I'm right about a lot of the wrong shit, though. It's
yeah.
like
It's like the shit you don't want to be right about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what I think? I was thinking about this the other day too. You know what I think the reason why we're so like we kind of read through everything. I mean, not through everything, but through a lot of things, is because our generation came up with like so much media with mixed messages and hidden messages, and once we like, once we're aware of those, and like so aware of those, I'm not gonna be woke, but just aware that that's pretty much, poses a dangerous threat to the government or this threat to the people behind closed doors or behind the curtain.
Yeah, you're right. You did break up a little bit during that, but I think people got the gist what you're saying. But no, you're good. But uh, so you're basically saying that what we grew up. You said it poses a threat to.
No, like with so, yeah, I guess I did break up pretty bad then. But yeah, like all the media and we watched that had the hidden messages that as we grew older, we became more aware of those. Like, look at the generation above us; they weren't really as aware as we are now, and it's crazy because it seems like there's like a big, vast difference between us and the per se '80s kids. You know.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
to me, there's a vast difference in terms of quote unquote. Again, I hate using the word woke, but aware.
Yeah.
And again, that poses a threat. That poses a threat to the people, on the high end.
Yeah, you're right because the more people know, I guess the more threatening it is to them. But at the same time, I
Yeah.
mean, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like they already have so much control, man, and it's already so like ingrained in so many people and so many generations. I just wonder, all right, so we already have gone over we are both in agreement. I'll put it this way: we're both in agreement that these protests and this, I guess especially the looting and the rioting, etc., are basically problem reaction solution, all sort of manufactured to kind of push along this agenda, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For the most part, most
For
not
the
all.
most part, yeah.
For me, most not all.
Yeah.
Who's to say that no matter how much shit no matter how much information you come across, and no matter what you can do about it, who's to say at the end of the day you're going to actually be able to take down the very thing that really is the root cause of all this shit? Even if all this information is available to all these newer, all these generations, what's the tip? I'm just spitballing, but what's the tipping point from, okay, we got all this information and we can do some stuff about it, but how many people do we actually need on board before we can actually make some real shit happen? You see what I'm saying? Because there's still a shit ton of people right now that are protesting and all this other shit. And they're crazy enough, they're making differences, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about it is it's fucked up to say, but it's all sort of just like bullshit and crumbs. Like I said in every cast, man, it's just crumbs. Like you're getting
the crumbs.
You're getting like, oh, this name has changed. Oh, this statue's taken down. Oh, you're going to defund the police station. We already went over that. Like I don't know. I feel like it's so uncentralized and like there's no real cohesive thought about what actually you're trying to like the guys is to combat racism and shit like that, right? And systemic racism and police brutality. But at the end of the day, you can't live, if you really think about it, you can't live in this system that we live in without police, because it's been created with police in mind. And you can't it's like if you take the police out of the system crumbles. And when the system crumbles, everything else crumbles. All your luxuries, all your good shit, that goes away when you get rid of the police. I'm sorry, it does, because it's gonna snowball from the police to, we already have a coin shortage, right? Oh, there's a coin shortage. That'll roll into, the ATMs don't have any cash in them anymore. To, oh shit, the grocery stores are out of food. To, oh, hey, here's this vaccine, give us your fucking veins. To, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? It's all just rolling out, and you can see it. You can see the shit building up right now, and it's all rolling out right the fuck now. In my opinion,
I don't get the. Could we
like
go
I said,
into
it's
detail?
late. I'm ranting right now. Can we go back?
Can we
What?
go into detail about the snowball effect?
Okay.
So you said, sorry, so you started off and you said, if you take away police, then you said something about the coin shortage. That's where you kind of lost with the coin shortage, because from like coin shortage and into there's no money into the ATMs, and then to like the food, no food in the stores. So I kind of need a detailed detailed explanation of that snowball effect.
So
I'm intrigued now.
So I don't know if you've ever. I mean, I've done a little bit of studies of economics, just a little bit. And when you see certain signs of economic downturn, there's always things that come of that. So, and a coin shortage being one of them. We just created $7 trillion out of thin air. That's going to hyperinflate, obviously, the economy, but not just the economy, the stock markets. So you're seeing silver, basically, like I think if you bought $1,000 worth of silver last week, this week you'd have $20,000 worth of silver. That's how fast silver has grown within a week. Gold's the same thing. Cryptocurrencies is the same thing. I think a lot of that money got pumped into the wrong places, and it shows. Now, as far as what that has to do with this snowball effect, when you hyperinflate the market and you basically so the Fed has done a few things. They've pumped $7 trillion into the economy. They have reduced interest rates to near zero, almost negative interest rates. They've stopped manufacturing coins, and this coin shortage, by the way, is deliberate. And they're also I already mentioned the $7 trillion, so that includes all the stimulus package, and they're about to pass another stimulus package as well, and give people another $1,200 plus an additional potential $500. And at the end of the day, we can't this money is not coming from anywhere. This money is being created out of thin air. When you create this money out of thin air, hey, shout out to Revex Content. He said, if we turn to a cashless society, we're so fucked. That's putting way too much trust in your bank. Yeah, facts, man. Facts. Because it's going to come a time where your FDIC insurance is going to run straight out, and you ain't going to have no damn FDIC insurance because the money ain't going to be worth shit. But yeah, man, for real, if we turn to a cashless society, we're so fucked. And I really can't say what I want to say on that, because I have a perspective of that probably. Yeah. Anyways, I have a perspective of that I can kind of understand where that might head. You know what I'm saying? I can seriously understand that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because if you really think about it, man, I mean, you wake up one day. I mean, we've all had that one time where you wake up one morning and you thought you had, $1,200 in the bank, and you only ended up having, $500 or $400 or whatever,
Right. Yeah, bro.
Shit sucks.
And like I said in the other cast, if we go to negative interest rates, that means you're going to have to pay the bank to keep your money in there instead of them paying you in your savings accounts. So there's no incentive at all to keep your money in the bank at that point. So what are people going to do? Run to the banks. Oh, guess what? They only keep 10% of the cash on hand at all times. Oh, so what are you going to do when you want to get your money out and it ain't there? Oh, shit. Well, your card don't work either. Oh, shit. What's that mean? I don't know, man.
Bro.
What we're doing is we're reliving like the same sort of scenarios that happened before the Great Depression. Like you've got like the value of the dollar higher than ever. You've got like all the stock market booms, and you've got the huge pumps, and then you got the dumps, and then it's pumped again. And now it's worse than even 2008, because just the first stimulus package alone, like I said, $7 trillion created out of thin air. I don't know, man. It's one of those things where we have to watch out. We have to watch out. And really, we've been sort of doomed since we've gone to a fiat currency anyway. a debt-based currency. It was really just a matter of time from that point, but now it seems to be like it's almost like they want that shit to happen, and it's like it's so damaged that they're just like, fuck it, we'll just flood the market with money, just flood it with money. It's a last ditch effort, is what it is, and if it doesn't work out, it's gonna drop like a fucking hot potato, bro. Humpty Dumpty this motherfucker, for real.
It's crazy that 2020 is just the 1 year. I don't know if it was just because it's the start of a new decade or what, but it's just, dude, shit has been turned upside down in 2020.
Yeah.
Just upside down in 2020. Like all these plans that we're starting to see just come into fruition, and we're just like, what the fuck? Like this is some shit this is some shit we've seen in movies. Literally. Our media.
Literally.
And we're like, oh man, that was such a good movie, or that's or on the other side, compared to 2020, man, that movie was fucked up. now
it happened.
Now we're in 2020. Oh shit, what's happening right now? Shit's fucked up.
Yeah. What's that movie? It's called Pandemic. I can't remember what the fuck. Remember I told you I watched that movie, and it was literally almost in descriptive detail what we're living right now, except for like maybe like one or two things. I can't remember if it was called Pandemic or it was called the virus. I can't remember what the hell it was called, man. Damn, that's gonna make me mad. I have to look it up, and then I'll follow up on that. But it was like it went from like, this virus got loose in China. It got transmitted via, person to person, and it was like the same shit, man. The economy was tanking. People were running the grocery store, like raiding the grocery stores and shit, like protests and riots. It was all that shit was in the movie. Yeah, I mean, that's but see that's the whole thing though. Like, isn't that called like predictive programming, where you basically desensitize people to a certain scenario, and then when it actually happens, you're not as like, shocked.
Yeah,
it's a thing. It's a thing. But
so
I guess
speaking of movies, by the way,
what's up?
I just saw this movie called Vivarium the other night. If you got Amazon Prime Video, whatever that app. Because it's free. It's free if you have Prime Video or Prime, period. But man, dude, it's about this couple that they go into this neighborhood, and like they pick out this house, and it's like all the houses look the same. It's really weird. But
I did see that. I did see that.
They go into this neighborhood, and they stay in the house, and they're like forced to like raise a child.
Yes.
And like the child is like a fucking not even a human. Oh, dude.
Yes, I saw that movie, dude. Oh. That shit was fucking crazy. And they couldn't find their way out and shit, man. Like,
yeah, dude.
Oh, man, that shit was crazy.
Bro.
Yeah.
And then
the dude kept trying to dig the fucking the grave or whatever. Yeah, that shit was crazy, man. I did see that movie, man. That's a good movie to watch.
Yes.
That's a good movie to watch. No doubt. Damn, I did see that shit though. But I guess we'll get back on the topic. Back to Operation Warp Speed.
Sorry.
So no, you're good. We spitball, man. We just fucking around with it. But apparently, they are on a third phase of testing, and there are 30,000 volunteers who are already going to get this first batch of test vaccines. And I had a couple interesting facts about Operation Warp Speed and some of the people involved. So as we all know, or we might not all know, the Moncef Slaoui, I can't really pronounce his name. He's the head of Operation Warp Speed under Trump. He was a former executive of GlaxoSmithKline, which is a vaccine manufacturer, and he sat on Tony Moderna's board under Trump actually he sat on Tony Moderna's board until Trump appointed him to be like the head of the vaccine project. Also, fun fact: Tony Moderna has been funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Yes, they have their hands in their nutsacks and everything. What they're doing now in conjunction with Operation Warp Speed is they are going to different cities and hotspot states, and they're paying volunteers up to $2,000 to help with vaccine testing. So if you want to volunteer and help with with testing randos for COVID, you can make a couple grand off of it. But I guess I don't really have anything per se to say about Bill Gates that I haven't already said. But he was recently on CNBC, and he basically said some odd. I don't want to say oddly promising things, but he seemed like, I don't know. He got shredded in the comment section. I didn't finish the whole interview, but he got shredded in the comment section because it's Bill Gates, and everybody apparently now all of a sudden knows all the fuck shit he's done through his foundation. I guess everybody's woke now. Bill Gates been a piece of shit, but now. But hey, better late than never. Fuck it.
Yeah, good luck trying to cancel him though.
Yeah, that ain't happening. He's in too many pockets, man. And he also, this is not happening. But he said a couple things, man, that I wouldn't say they're interesting, but they were, I guess, sort of notable. I wish my internet was better because I would just play some of the clips live. But he said that out of all the things that he thought that could be opened up before a vaccine, he said that construction, manufacturing, and young children in schools were the only three things that he thought that could be opened back up. And I found that interesting because I could maybe see young kids and then schooling because, I guess according to the data, younger kids are not as susceptible to COVID. But I could also see.
I thought it was really young people and really old people.
But there's I think it's like infants, and then it's also like really old people. I think it's like 5 and under, 3 and under, 5 and under, whatever the hell, and then like 55 and up, or like some of the, and then of course the pre-existing health condition part of it. And then as far as the construction, they're just as close together as anybody else would be in any other sort of workspace. So I don't really necessarily understand that. I think because he's a capitalist at the end of the day, he wants the show must go on. You know what I'm saying? So of course he's going to say that construction can start, and the same thing with manufacturing. And of course, so you can keep having your Amazons and keep having your automobiles and things like that, like the tried and true stuff that runs the economy. Is basically what he was saying. But he kind of said it in a way that was like, manufacturing and, I think kids can go to school too in construction. I was like, so 2 different forms of manufacturing. So I just thought it was funny that somebody like Bill Gates didn't say anything like, restaurants and, the shit that keeps like little areas flowing, restaurants and tourism and, But of course, I guess that's the dangerous shit is that, the virus is transmitted person to person. That's another thing he said. He was like, because the first thing they asked him was like, so how does it feel to have predicted basically what we're going through now? And I've already said, because he had that, that famous TED talk where he was like, the world's not ready for another pandemic. We're fucked, basically. So he had that famous TED talk that became even more popular after COVID hit. So they asked him like, so how does it feel to have predicted, our situation and blah blah blah, and what and yeah, and he was just sitting there like, but they were asking him how it felt or whatever, and he said that, man, I'd have lost my train of thought like a motherfucker. What did he say, man? He said that I lost my train of thought. Yeah, what the hell did Bill Gates say to that, man? Oh man, my bad. It's late. It's been a long day.
So what did he say in response to
the question that they asked? It was like the first freaking question they asked him too, and I was going to bring up what the fuck he said because it was important. That makes me mad.
I think he predicted the pandemic, right?
Well, yeah, sort of, yes. Oh, so I remember. So he basically went into like the different severities. So he was saying that like if the pandemic, if it can be transferred from person to person, but it's relatively, I get weak, then it's not as bad. So he's like, there's like a perfect storm of scenarios to have to happen for a pandemic. And he was saying that the perfect combo is human to human transmission and a high mortality rate or highly infectious. And of course, COVID is both. And he was saying in things in the past, they haven't necessarily been both. And if they were, they didn't really get, global. And he was saying that because people travel so much and this and that, that's what makes COVID that much more dangerous because, we've created this world of, interconnectivity. Like you can pretty much get anywhere across the world in, 12 to 16 hours. Whereas that was unheard of, even 100 years ago. 50 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So he was just really like laying out like, I don't know, man. It was just weird. It was odd. It was weird. He seemed like almost happy about the shit, but at the same time, it was kind of like, I don't know. The vibe was just weird. What's that?
How recent was this?
It was yesterday. Yeah. He had the interview. He did the interview yesterday. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know, man, but between Operation Warp Speed, Bill Gates being involved, billions of dollars at stake, 300 million lives at stake, plus, I just don't see good things come out of this, man. No. So how far do you think they're? I just have a theoretical question. How far do you think they're going to go to mandate people to get a vaccine?
Well, I mean, just what I explained earlier. The example I had earlier was just where it's pretty much going to go to where you have to walk into work, and because they've already done that. They've already done the whole you have to walk into work and they take your temperature and that shit, right? Right. They already mandated that. Then they're going to mandate, they're going to go from that to, all right, now you're going to have to go and get a test and then show us that you're not COVID positive. And so that you're able to work or able to, whether you can go to work or not work, or whether you can be hired or not hired, whatever. Then after that, it's going to go into the whole, now you got to wear a full kit. Now you got to do this and do that while they're working on the vaccine. Then in the end, boom, everybody has to get vaccinated. Whether you got it or not, you're getting this fucking vaccine. Oh, but I have this condition or I have that condition. Nope. Not only that, you're going to have to walk around like, dude, let me tell you something, man. People hate on the futuristic Call of Duty games. Those Call of Duty Black Ops games.
They had some real shit on them,
suits and hazmat suits. I forget which one it was. I think it was like Black Ops 3 or something like that. When they had like the entire game in hazmat suits. That's a real thing.
Yep. 100%.
And if you don't think so, it's gonna get real quick.
Yep. I agree, man. I agree. Sadly, I just hope that it doesn't come.
Or I could be crazy.
For the sake of humanity, I hope that you're just crazy. But, but I don't know, man. It's just I don't know, man. I think that they'll go as far as I guess well, first off, I think they'll go as far as keeping track of everybody who's gotten the vaccine and coming knocking on your door if you haven't. And the reason I say that is because they already are developing a passport, a COVID passport, that automatically verifies if you have been vaccinated. And if you add that in conjunction with the recent uptick in the blockchain, which is basically a mesh network of, it connect, like the data on the blockchain can never be deleted, and it's super secure and it can hold all kinds of information. They're already trying to put medical records on the blockchain. There are already banks invested in blockchain technology. Blockchain is going to be the way of the future when it comes to tying in all of this 5G, all of this, all this technical revolution 2.0 shit that we've been talking about. And part of that are these new passports. So if you combine all that, I think that they'll take things to, the extent to, we're going to go to your house, and not even just government agents. We're going to pay your neighbors to walk around your neighborhood and go to your house and make sure that you've been vaccinated, because they will do that. and if you tell them fuck off or whatever, okay, don't worry, you'll get a visit from level 2. And you tell them to fuck off or you don't come outside, you'll get a visit from level 3. And I won't be surprised if push comes to shove, they'll start force vaccinating people. Because look, we already seen with Trump sending feds to all these states. We already seen people getting snatched up in vans, bro. Tell that video you sent me and the video I sent you. We sent each other 2 different videos of random people getting van rolls up skirt like a fucking Kia Sedona and shit. Rolls up skirt. Feds hop out, pick somebody up, throw them in the van, bro. They get the local police or somebody to create a little barrier, tell them to back up, and then they dip out. Done.
OUT.
Bruh. Can you imagine getting snatched up by the feds on some fucking pull up, throw you in the van movie, fucking Jason Bourne type shit, bruh?
But what did it do?
I think the one that you sent me most recently, I think that person was caught on camera vandalizing, doing some shit, man. Doing some like riot inciting shit that I saw. But again, that goes to show you. You think you can get away with shit, but dude, we live in that age, man. You can't get away with shit. There's a camera on every fucking corner catching something, bro, and they all tapped in. The government's tapped into all the shit. It just shows. they're going around and snatching motherfuckers up off the street.
The only thing is I'm trying to figure out like where are the people that care about these people that got snatched up at?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's weird.
Yeah, it's fishy, man.
It's weird. It's weird, man.
I don't know, man. Like I always want to expect the worst, but at the same time, I kind of don't, But it's like we're seeing this happen now.
Yeah.
After all the bullshit we've seen before, now they want to start snatching niggas up.
Now they want to start snatching niggas up.
Now they want to start snatching people up and pull them in the vans.
Yeah.
Literally. Knowing every damn person on the corner has a phone.
Yeah.
Knowing cameras are everywhere and people bruh.
But that's the thing. They were some of the people who were recording, like the innocent people, were getting the license plates and everything. They give no fucks. They came through, snatched people up, threw him in the van. Well, cuffed him first, threw him in the van, skirted off. Bro, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, and who knows what they're doing? Who knows what they're doing with these people? They could be taking them to jail. They could be using them as fucking, COVID vaccine test subjects. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what they're doing? Bait. Who knows what they're doing?
Because that's what I was thinking when because the way you said it just now, when we started this whole conversation, I look at it differently now. Because at first I looked at it like, damn, they really snatch people. But then after you the way you just said it, I was like, they're probably testing on them. They're probably doing this to them.
You never know, man. It's
and whether physically or mentally, something, man.
Yeah,
there's no way they just snatched them up and they're like, you know what you did was wrong. You're gonna be punished. No, I think it's on some other shit.
Gotta
be. I think it's on some other.
It's gotta be. And again, it's fucking and it's all part of Trump's. I can't remember what operation he called this, but we talked about last cast where he sent the DEA, FBI, ATF, also the DHS, like all of them fucking. All the alphabet agencies, and I ain't talking the elemental P community. All the alphabet agencies, they fucking sit down there, bro, to multiple states. So it makes me wonder, man. I don't know what they're doing to these people. I don't really know. I mean, we see that they say that they're being picked up off of like crimes, but. Again, I don't know, man. It's just weird. It's just some movie shit. It's like life is literally turned into a movie.
Yeah.
In a matter of fucking 4 months.
Or the movie turned into the life.
Or the movie turned into life.
But I will say this though.
What's that?
After everything that we've seen happen in the first half of 2020. Well, hell, I guess we're already in the second half, but in 7 months of 2020, after everything we've seen, are we really going to be shocked when all this shit goes down?
I'm not.
Should we really be shocked when all this shit goes down as a whole?
If you've paid any bit of attention and you have any bit of cognitive skill to be able to put dots together, then no, you should not be shocked, and you should be listening to our fucking How to Prepare for the Destabilization of Society podcast, and go ahead and get you some of that stuff, and go ahead and make sure that you and yours are straight, because. I don't see any good outcomes coming from this shit, man. Personally.
Yeah.
The way everything's going, man. I mean, and then you add in the race war shit on top of that. And it's just like, dude, we got to deal with COVID.
Don't talk about race.
But I guess speaking of freaking racism, man, we might as well roll. You have anything else you want to say about freaking,
No.
Big Brother Corrupt Government?
No. I know. We're gonna go back to Big Brother Corrupt Government within for the rest of the year, anyways. So
yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, we've been that's a never ending battle. Is going on Big Brother Corrupt Government.
Whether we win or not, that's the real issue.
Yeah. So, anyways, the NFAC, the No Fucking Around Coalition, a all-black militia, descended upon Louisville, Kentucky this past weekend. I believe it was. And they joined a protest for Breonna Taylor. Oh, shout out to Red's content again. He said, I'll show the comment. He said, a year ago I would have been shocked. Today it's no surprise that we're headed in a bad direction. Yeah, man. Real shit.
He ain't lying, bro.
He ain't even lying, man. Sadly for me, a year ago I would have been shocked, but again, I'm y'all. You don't want the mindset I have about this shit, so y'all should be thankful you should have been shocked a year ago. You feel me? But yeah, the NFAC, man, they descended upon fucking Louisville to peacefully protest in formation with firearms that something be done about Breonna Taylor's murder. Somebody needs to get in trouble for it. Somebody needs to be reprimanded for it. This is their motive. And in the midst of NFAC protesting in solidarity for Breonna Taylor. Also, there were other militias there. I guess other races of militias, whatever. Anyway, one member ended up shooting themselves and two other people in a negligent discharge of a firearm. Now, I have my gripes as a firearm enthusiast, I would say maybe I want to say more than an enthusiast, but as somebody who puts in real work in mastering the techniques of firearms, I really don't. I think this makes the firearms community look bad, and this makes especially black firearms enthusiasts look bad, because the NFAC, the leader of the NFAC talked a whole bunch of shit, saying that his members were highly skilled and highly trained. Mm-hmm. This is what he said. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the dude's name right now. It's late. Your boy had a couple. You feel me? I can't remember the dude's name, but you can look up the NFAC leader on Google and you'll fucking find his name. I would do it, but my internet will fucking cut out. So he was talking all this shit, saying that everybody's highly trained, highly skilled. They know the formations. He got the dress code. Like he's got like most of the stuff laid out. Mm-hmm. But this negligent discharge incident proves a lot of things. One, not everybody there is skilled. Because what happens in the Army if you have a negligent discharge? You're fucking gone. Yeah. Especially if you shoot two other people. You're done.
Yeah, Grandmaster J, right?
Grandmaster J, that's it. That's his name. Grandmaster J. Sound like a damn 80s rapper. But he's a militia leader. If you have a negligent discharge in the Army, the white man's army, you're gone. I don't know what happened to this individual who had this negligent discharge at a demonstration. Now, I don't know if that's ever happened in the military in a live demonstration, like a negligent discharge like that. I don't know if that's ever happened, or if it has, I've never heard of it. Usually you hear about negligent discharges in like basic training and or combat scenarios or things like that, but I've never heard of one in a like a formational type thing, whatever. Yeah. I personally also, as a firearms enthusiast, don't see the need to have one in the pipe, walking in solidarity and in peace. Because if you're walking around with one in the chamber, you better know how to use the fucking firearm. You better have the 5 rules down. You better know to keep your finger off the trigger. You better make sure the safety's on. You better make sure your weapon is functioning properly so that it won't do a negligent discharge without you doing anything. But walking around carrying one in the pipe implies a lot of shit. And clearly, whoever this was either didn't know they had one. I don't know. They weren't doing the shit right. In the discussion, they weren't doing the shit right. Everybody survived though. Nobody died, thankfully. But again, I just think that this makes black people look stupid again. It makes black people look stupid again, which is to our own. It's like a self-inflicted wound. It's like, okay, people are finally seeing, black people come together in solidarity for something, and they're armed, which people are not used to seeing. Let's be honest here. If you're a black and you own a gun and you're a legal gun owner, it's like, oh shit, like everybody automatically assumes that you got your gun as illegally or you're in a gang or what. It's a stereotype we live in. It is what it is. So you finally get a group of, a supposed group of black people together who know their shit. They're all highly trained, et cetera, et cetera. They meet up for militia, and then you have a negligent discharge. Like the most basic of things to mitigate when it comes to firearms training happens. I don't know, man. It's sort of disappointing, but at the same time, I feel as though the NFAC is again. It's just something about that organization just seems a little off to me. I don't know, Corey, Lucky, you want to say something?
Yeah. So once they get in the situation of where they're on the street and they're around, in the black community, period.
Yeah.
Walking around with their guns, because they were all legal gun holders, right? See, I'm not too well versed when it comes to militia, and so I'm not too well versed in like how well trained they are and all this other stuff. But they're all legal gun holders.
Yeah, and apparently, according to Grandmaster Jay, they were highly trained, highly skilled.
And it was only 2 of them that got discharged.
It was 3 people who got shot total. The guy who negligently discharged, and then 2 other people who he shot. Yeah.
See, that's a sticky situation. That's a sticky situation, man.
It's not good, man, because you see all the time. You see all these again, and one thing I meant to bring up that I forgot to bring up is that I pay attention to the gun community on YouTube. The people who they should have shown that basically at the end of the day, I don't know if they want like. Here's my problem with this whole like race-based militias. At the end of the day, in order to combat the thing that people are trying to combat, you're going to need more than just your race to combat that. Whether it be racism, whether it be, governmental control, whether it be like it really anything. You're going to need everybody. You're going to need people of multiple races to come together for a common cause.
What did I say 2 months ago when all that riot bullshit was going on? I said, we need the black leaders. We need the white leaders. We need the Latino leaders. We need all of them. All of them to get together in order. Now, again, that's an imperfect world. We know that would never happen. But again, we got to have hope. Got to hope for peace. I get it. I personally want to as well. I hope for peace as well. But do I really believe that's ever going to happen? No. And just like what you just said, in every avenue, we're all going to have to get together to fight the bigger fight.
Yep.
Right now, we're fighting each other over dumb shit. Over shit. Human beings on planet Earth should never have to fight over. The dumbest of shits.
Yep. and that dumbest of shits.
But then as soon as the bigger picture, COVID, that's the biggest picture we've seen so far. That's the biggest picture we've seen so far.
Yeah.
It's
in our lifetimes, yeah.
It's affected everyone.
Yep. You're right. And everything you just said is why I don't lead with that racist, that race-centered mindset in my daily life. because at the end of the day, it's not the biggest problem that we have. Matter of fact, I'd argue that it's a distraction. I'd argue that the biggest problem we have is right in front of our faces, and and it ain't racism. But nobody like that's an unpopular opinion to have.
But I still, because I get what you're saying, and I see where you're coming from. It's still, it was created to be a distraction. If that makes sense. Like it was like racism itself isn't a distraction, but like it was created to be a distraction from, like, especially in America, like the term systemic racism. I believe
that's a freaking buzzword now.
Yeah, like
or
that was saying. Like all of that was. I think racism is racism. Like whether it's systemic or
that's what I'm saying. Like
whether it's systemic or engineered, it doesn't fucking matter. Like racism. But I think like all of that was just created, like you said. Like it's still a big problem, but it is a distraction. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense to me.
It's not our biggest problem. Like. Like I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying like it's a problem.
Yeah.
But it's a problem that was created from people who wanted to create that problem to distract everyone from what they're really trying to do to all people. And I feel like it was created to also in the early days, it was created to see if people were actually going to, like, how people react, like if people would actually be able to be brainwashed into thinking, of course, your stereotypes, right?
Right.
It's just the same stuff, like all of that's a distraction.
Right. No, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. And I would even say that not only is it a distraction, but it's a side effect. And and when I say it's a side effect, I mean it's a side effect of a bigger problem, which is what I'm trying to get at, which is basically the purveyors of the system that we live in as a whole. This is the thing that I think. I mean, this might sound. I don't know if it sounds defeatist or I don't know what it sounds, but you can't, like, people, like, I guess you could say, oh, you have to tackle racism, then you have to tackle like poverty, and then you have to tackle these little tiny issues. But the time it takes to tackle these tiny issues, you could be you by the time you do that, the overarching force that has put all these issues into place has already got a solution for what you're trying to fix, and they'll shove it in your face, and then it's still them in control because they've already put a solution in front of your face by the time you even get to even figuring out what's wrong. like it's crazy. Yeah. It's so locked down, dude. Like we're like everything is so laid out, and everybody's just I don't it's just like I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say that I don't know if it can be beaten, but and I don't even know how you would even. I don't really know how you could even start necessarily combating it, other than not playing in the playground of racism, not living with such an ego to where you can't see other people's perspective, and you can't see both sides of arguments or situations, and you can't and you hate people because there's people that essentially people need to get together on a lower level. And when you get together on a lower level, that will trickle up to the higher levels of people, aka the people who basically dabble in these things more so often. And then that's the only thing I can think of that'll help it, is just people having to come together, man. And like I think the whole racism thing, the whole division of not only races but also sexes within races, those are all compounding problems, and if we can't get over those, we're not going to get over the big real issue. We need to get over, first off, men hating women, women hating men. We need to get over that bullshit. Then we need to get over what's that?
because that's what I was trying to get at when I was saying earlier is that, racism, like you said, like racism is a distraction, but it's a big problem, but it is a distraction, just like what you were just mentioning. Like you have racism, you have the gender bullshit, you have drugs, you
Yeah,
have all this other shit, but people aren't seeing that who's actually pulling these strings. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to see who the people actually doing it physically, but we should be aware that there are people pulling all these strings of, oh, now, it's, you go crazy, which I think everybody's fucking crazy, but you act crazy on camera. All your friends love you. You have all these, friends, whatever. Then, you have a video goes viral. Then you get rich. Then you become a rapper because, everybody does that now.
right.
And then, you're making all this money. Then you go crazy. Then apparently you're a drug addict now. And then, you go rehab all these times. And then you end up killing yourself by the time you're like fucking like 25 or something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's all fucking like people still don't know what that bigger picture is. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that people don't. I'm not.
I'm not either.
It's
I'm not either.
it's just it's people like you that have helped me see some of this stuff, and and it's not even like you helped me see. It's like, hey, you gave me all the evidence and said, do think what you will, do what you will, because I could easily dismiss it. I could easily say, fuck that, that's not real, whatever,
Right.
conspiracy bullshit, whatever. But then all I had to do, and I did that for a little bit. Did I not? I did that for
Oh
a
yeah,
little
you
bit.
definitely, yeah. You and a lot of other people dismiss everything I say.
And and then not too much longer later, um I'm like, holy shit, this dude's right. Holy shit, they were right. Holy shit. I should have, I'll go back and watch some movies that I watched as a kid and had no idea that it was like this whole,
Same.
like loophole of, hey, 20 years from now, watch this movie again.
Yep.
Or 20 years from now, this is gonna happen.
Yep.
And then sure enough, shit like that. Like, again, you can go from movie to movie to movie, and hell, not even movies. Listen to music. So some people are telling you what's going on in their music. So people are saying, hey, look, you might want to be famous, but let me tell you something. You don't.
Yep. One of the I guess big leaders of that in hip hop was Mobb Deep, specifically Prodigy, R.I.P. by the way. His last album, The Hegelian Dialectic, pretty much like laid out everything that he thought, basically everything that was going on, like people being brainwashed, like all this racism as a control tactic stuff. I mean, hell, they had the famous line back in the 90s, man. Illuminati with my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society trying to get the eye on me. Like, dude's been spitting this shit for this. Like I said, this is nothing new, man. Like all this shit that's happening is the result of shit that has happened in the past.
Yeah.
Like it's been this continuous, like, I don't want to call it like a downhill spiral, but it's been this continuous fucking plan. I mean, hell, we did the Rockefeller Institute. We talked about that damn Rockefeller Institute document from 2010, laying out exactly what's happening right now with COVID. And that was a plan on a specific scenario. This was a hypothetical scenario that these people were playing out and were planning for as a plausible scenario in the future. And here it is. And that was 10 years ago. That's what I'm saying. Like these people, these whatevers are decades ahead of the curve. That's the problem. It's not the fact that there's systemic racism and you feel like everybody hates you because of your skin color. It's that is that very thing is.
But try.
Go ahead.
Try telling them that.
No, but you can't, man.
Try telling.
You can't. You can't tell nobody that shit because It's not popular. It doesn't fit the narrative. And another thing, this is just random and popped in my head. How the fuck do people who quote unquote don't like racists support Joe Biden? I just really want to know. I really want to know. Are we
back on this again?
No, I'm curious.
Are we back on this?
Look, I'm not a Trump supporter either. They're both fucking idiots. And again, the system as a whole, everybody already knows this shit. I don't need to fucking explain myself. But I mean, if we're calling spades, if you're going to call Trump a racist and not Joe Biden a racist, you got something. You got some issues you need to figure out in your head. You got some facts you got to like fucking straighten up or something. Because Joe Biden wrote arguably the most racist piece of legislature in the last 40, 50 years. Aside from fucking Jim Crow slavery, which was the fucking 90s crime bill. How can I mean, again, I don't understand how people like can't look at his past and look at what he said in speeches openly and be like, oh yeah, I'm still gonna vote for him just because he's not Trump. I was like, man, like, see, this is the problem. This is the fucking problem. This election year is going to be worse than fucking Trump and Hillary because it's Trump and Biden. It's going to be bad, bro. There's going to be either a lot of people who aren't going to vote, or I don't know how I got. I don't even know how the fuck I got into politics, man.
No,
I'm just rambling. But
you want to know something? A lot of people are going to vote, and you want to know why? Because guess what's all over social media now? If you want change,
vote. Oh yeah,
and then guess what's going on Black Twitter?
Guess what's going on Black Twitter? Voting for voting for Biden.
May I have a crumb, please?
Would you like systemic racism, or would you like politics as your crumb, sir?
Shit, technically both the same thing. Let me tell you something. You go on Black Twitter. You go on Black Twitter and you're gonna see that bullshit. You're gonna see the whole, oh, you ain't black if you don't vote. Yeah. You know, if you support all your black brothers and sisters, you go and vote. And it's like,
really though?
Nah, I'm not on that train, fam. Sorry, not sorry. You ain't gonna get me with that shit.
Man, RevX content spitting some fire again. He said the elites figured it out. Lower the bar as low as you want, and they'll continue voting for the lesser of two evils, quote unquote. Real shit again.
Shout out Joe Trump.
Shout out Joe Trump, man. And that's exactly what the fuck is happening, because that's what everybody's saying. Oh, well, I mean, so-and-so is better than so-and-so, so fuck it. Like, nobody's had a candidate that they've actually given a fuck about. I guess you could say since Obama, man.
Bro, this nigga said, lower the bar as low as you want. Bro.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. That's it. They figured it out. I mean, that's it. They don't even have to have a halfway decent candidate anymore, because all those halfway decent candidates already put into place everything they needed to get the job done anyway. It's like your fight is done. Remember what our high school football coach would say? Your fight is done at the end of the season. When you fucking lose, they got Obama walking through. Your fight is done. George W. Bush, your fight is done. All them niggas did their dirty work. They're done. They just put some fucking.
They get the ride off. But you know what's funny? They all get the ride off into the sunset.
Yep.
They all get the ride off into the sunset.
Yep.
and then literally on their deathbed, they'll give you a little hint of what they did, and it'll die off.
Yep, that's it.
Unless you're George H.W. Bush and you just take everything to the grave. You don't admit to nothing. I'll tell you that, man. After all the shit he did, he didn't admit to one damn thing, bro. No. He stayed true to the end.
Yep. I wonder where.
Even though his son snitched on him, but
Hey, his son snitched on himself too. So.
Oh yeah.
So, but and when clearly evil people like that pass away, it really makes me think about like I wonder like what actually happens in the afterlife, because like if a motherfucker like that don't go to hell,
He destroyed countries, bro. Countries that are still to this day suffering.
Yes, and will continue to suffer. Yeah, it just makes you wonder like if there's a heaven and a hell.
More on him, but yeah.
It's been a minute since I've GHWB, man. That's that dude, man. There's a few others too, man, but there was a lot of like Zbigniew Brzezinski is another one. He was never a president or anything, but he was always like an advisor, a geopolitical advisor and shit like that, and really like laid out a lot of the bigger plans for how America basically became the world superpower, and then wrote a book about it to keep y'all reminded. And of course I read the book and I was like, oh, these motherfuckers ain't playing, bro. And also keep in mind they've had the blueprint laid out about how to keep a society brainwashed since the early 1900s, might I add. Edward Bernays was one of the fathers of propaganda. Read his book. I'm gonna keep mentioning that until motherfuckers read his book, because he lays out how the newspapers back in that time, the media, government, finance, everything is controlled. Everything is created to yield a desired outcome, or yield desired reaction to a given stimuli. So like that's why certain ads work so well, and that's why most ads are targeted to women, because they know that society is laid out in a way where if a woman wants something, not only will a woman buy it, but a man will buy it too. Yeah. So you gear the ads towards the women, or you sell sex so that the men who don't do that shit will also buy it, because it's simple shit. Yeah. And then you just apply that same logic to presidential candidates. You create the environment, and then you create all the variables inside the environment, so that it all gives you the same result, no matter what. And that's what we're dealing with right now.
And it's they also promote like, yeah, it's weird though how they're promoting big chicks now. It's like, fam, we been fucking big chicks.
For like, sport.
This ain't nothing new,
bruh. Like, since we was fucking. Since we was fucking. I mean, come on, bro. Like,
yeah,
we used to get clowned for that shit, bro. You used to get hella clown for that shit.
Attractive as a skinny chicks.
Yeah, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Never was. That's the thing. It never fucking was for us.
I will say that after I mentioned George H.W. Bush, my phone decided to just magically just update.
Oh well.
Literally after we finished talking about George H.W. Bush, my phone lights up and says system update. I'm like, wait, what?
It's the man.
Hey, I might get seen getting snatched up into a van tomorrow. Bruh. I don't know.
A fucking UFO might come over and just start sucking people up out the houses. Who the fuck knows? Well, the other crazy shit. I mean, what other crazy predictions can we come up with for 2020, man? Let's just start. I mean, we've already predicted half the shit anyway. Last year.
At this point, we might as well just start making wild ass predictions that we know are just never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Then rather than sitting here trying to tell everybody what's really gonna happen, and then and then literally not even 24 hours later, we see that shit happen.
Which has happened multiple times on this cast.
Crazy.
Yep. Man, I don't know, man. I just and I want to get just a tiny bit serious here for a second. Like, carrying all this information and knowing all this information and being able to like put these crumbs together, as I call them. It's not easy information to know and then try and live a normal day-to-day life, especially in 2020, because you know what's coming. You know what the end goal of all this shit is. You know how it's being, expedited. You know what the next, everybody already knows what their next six months to a year is going to look like, and it's not good. Like that, like there's a lot of people who live their life 2 to 4 weeks at a time, right? And they don't really look at 3-6 months out, or if they do, it's for a vacation or something like that. People can already, I mean, you got to be pretty fucking naive to not think that your 2020 is done from a enjoyable standpoint at this point. Like they've already said they're ramping up phase 2. They're already, cities are already reverting back to lockdown situations. Everybody's calling for lockdown this, lockdown that again,
which is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy as fuck. It's crazy as fuck.
Crazy to talk about Yeah,
man. I've pretty much written 2020 off as the most fucked up year I've ever lived. And also, I mean, at least that I can remember vividly. As far as from like a world standpoint, I mean, we came up through some shit, except for maybe like I said maybe September 11th, like 2001.
No, fuck no.
But again.
Are you crazy?
But that event did change the world. That did change the world, and it was meant to. And that did change America too.
It changed the security, more security everywhere everywhere we turn now. But
and that again, that was what it was supposed to do.
Would you say that was like more the downfall of the unsensitive era? If you really think about it, like after 9/11, and then, you know what I mean? Like people started getting more easily offended after that. Like not right after September 11th, like not after 2001, but like you started seeing that down like hill of people not being insensitive, but just people being so sensitive. Like people are. Because we got to the point where it was like after 2012, it was like you can't say shit. 2013 and on, it was like you can't say anything about anybody. Everyone's so sensitive.
I was thinking more along the lines of like mid 2000s, like 2005 to 2008, and only because that's really when I guess I was sort of old enough to sort of kind of pick up on that, just a little bit, but. Yeah, for me, I would give it like maybe like 5 more years after that. Probably 5 more years after that, I'd say. So maybe like 2005, 2008, something like that.
I have breaking news.
What's that?
So the World Health Organization official warns that COVID-19 is just one big wave. Dr. Margaret Harris, a spokesperson for the World Health Organization, said there is no evidence that COVID-19 will follow seasonal variations like other coronaviruses. This comes after countries around the world say they are experiencing second waves.
Well, that confirms. Who was it that said that? Or maybe it was us, or maybe it was Adam that said it. But somebody was like, "Yeah, I don't think that the first wave ever ended." You know what I'm saying? It was just like, is it really a second wave, or is it just like the first wave never really kind of subsided?
Yeah.
Even
though they made us think that it did.
They definitely made us think that it did. Yeah, 100%.
They made us thinking that, hey, August comes around, people can start going in stadiums, which we already saw from NASCAR. They are. Yep. You saw how NASCAR is like the first sport to have fans.
Yep.
Back in the stands.
Yep.
That's a pretty good idea they have. That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, man.
I feel like football season this year is just gonna. I know I keep mentioning football all the time, and it's really really
Like I
small.
said, I'm writing off everything that.
It's a small thing when it comes to this big picture. But man, if I'm gonna go down, man, I want to go down watching either wrestling or football.
Yeah. Hey, you seen what the NBA is doing with the bubble, right? I mean, the slavery. I mean, the bubble, right?
That bubble, man. Right here in Orlando, too, man.
Yeah,
Fuck.
man. Yeah, bro. Yep. In fucking Orlando. I've seen it. Isn't that interesting?
They had a couple of them get sick, too, in that bubble, too.
Mm-hmm. Already. It's only been, what, a week or two since they've been doing that? Or no, maybe longer.
Yeah. This since they've been doing what, the games or the bubble?
The bubble.
The bubble's been about a month now.
Right. That's right. Yeah, man. Damn. So they said so that World Health Organization official said that COVID is just going to be one big fucking wave.
No seasonal variations.
I don't know. I
you know
want.
what's weird?
What's that?
How here in Florida we saw a huge, especially like in my county, we saw a huge rise in COVID cases.
Right.
But they said warm weather kills it, or hot or heat kills it.
Yep. Ultraviolet rays kill it. Ultraviolet light kills it. That's
So that was a lie. Or was it?
I don't know. I mean,
I've heard about
unless it stays in buildings.
Fake numbers. I've heard about the fake numbers.
Yep, I've heard about them too.
Inflated numbers. I'm fully on that train, but
it's hard to say. It's hard to say, man.
Because
I can definitely question it.
Shit.
Yeah,
but then again, they could have died from fuck. You're right, man.
But that's the thing. Remember,
I can't say it was something else. We can't say it was something else because it wouldn't be at this rate. It wouldn't be so many people's family members just dying from this specific thing.
Right. But that's the thing. I don't know if it was Florida that got in trouble for it or not, but people would come in, they get diagnosed with COVID, but then they'd have pneumonia. No, it was the other way around. They come in with pneumonia. Or pneumonia symptoms, they test them for COVID, they test positive for COVID, and then they die from the pneumonia. But then it still counts as a COVID death because they tested positive for COVID at some point. So it's like, but that's the type of shit. Yes, yeah.
That's the way it's going.
Yeah. If you can attach COVID to it, it counts as a COVID death, no matter what.
So it's basically
you could come in for a broken foot.
So it's basically like man gets tased, but dies of a heart attack. But man died of a heart attack on paper, is what they're saying, rather than man was tased.
Right. Essentially, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even think of that.
And bro, don't get put on a ventilator. Don't get put on a fucking ventilator, dude. You're not gonna have your lungs are gonna be permanently damaged. And they're already saying that COVID is having what do you call them? After you have COVID, there are like long-term heart health effects as well from having it. So it's like the pre-existing conditions are what it actually gives you after you have it. It's like pre-existing conditions that make you susceptible: obesity, heart issues, lung issues. You feel what I'm saying? And what do you get after you have COVID? Heart and lung issues.
It's crazy.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
Because after all of that and all the stuff that going on with you, in the end, will they still put COVID? So as long as you tested positive for COVID at some point in your life, you die. A year later, 2 years later, 3 years later.
That's hard to say. I don't know about that. I don't know if they've taken it. We'll see. We'll see. There hasn't been around long enough for them to take advantage of that yet. So we'll see.
Because I'll tell you right now, and I hate to be. I really hope I'm wrong on this. I pray to God I'm wrong on this. But it could be COVID is here to stay, and that's how they're gonna get us to continue to wear these masks, face shields, which look fucking retarded.
They do. Or
Have you seen those the face shields?
yes, I've
That
seen
looks
people
worse
wearing
than a
them.
mask.
Yeah.
People coming in my restaurant. I'm like, bruh, you like a fucking dog.
Face shield, no mask. Kool-Aid, no burger. I mean, ham, no burger. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Kool-Aid, no sugar.
Kool-Aid, no sugar, ham, no burger. Shit. Man, but jeez. So back to your theory about COVID being here to stay. It could be that, or based on what this World Health Organization official just said, it could be a short wave and then disappear into the fucking mist, right? But like I said, but like I've said in other casts, look at everything that COVID has brought about with it. Socially, economically, politically. You know what I'm saying? Medically.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Look, we're making all these changes in the name of COVID that really have nothing to do with fucking COVID.
Think about the doctors too. Like those doctors that they pretty much like the ones that have seen the deaths, right?
Right.
You know, you've seen, because I've seen pictures. I haven't watched any actual footage of like there's got to be a lot of people that are like traumatized from this shit.
Oh, for sure.
So now you're getting like
mental health issues with the shit too.
Yeah,
for
man,
sure.
Like, fuck.
And not only that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how in tune you are with like energies and shit, but dude, just people's vibes is just all off, and it's been off for a long time. Just like, especially like in the grocery store and shit. I think the masks, like, and just that psyche that comes behind that, like just that energy that comes behind having to wear that mask and like being and living in that fear, man. It's just like it's just going out in public ain't even the same anymore. It's like you can feel it.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, down here in Florida, there's nothing but hostility.
I mean, for sure.
So
anyway.
So like, more than fear, it's more hatred than fear.
More hatred as well. Yeah.
People are very. I mean, we have to tell them like we can't serve you unless you wear a mask. And you know, at this point, I'm not saying people should stop being mad, but people should stop being like angry about it and like trying to take it out like on anybody in general, because we all have to do it. Like, it's not like I know you don't want to drink the Kool-Aid, but it's like we all have to drink the Kool-Aid, or you can just sit at home.
Yeah.
You can sit at home and do what we're doing right here this very second.
Yeah.
No mask.
Straight up.
But at the end of the day, I mean, you gotta embrace the suck. We will never be fully 100% free. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
COVID just proved that in 2020.
Yeah, it definitely did.
It said, oh man, wow, you guys are on a roll. Hate to see somebody fuck that up. Boom. January 2020. New decade hits. Oh, oops. I thought you were on a roll, fam. I thought you all were getting along. Oh, you weren't? Huh. Guess you guys didn't like each other to begin with.
Yeah. Man,
oh, yeah. Great job. Yeah. You're going to be out for 2 months.
Oh, and we can't afford to pay you either.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys, oh, yeah. Men? Yeah, no more men. Women?
Yeah.
Take your throne.
Yeah. But a pandemic sitting? Oh, I've lost my job?
No. Human interaction? Human contact? No. I'm going to make you afraid of that too.
Yep. And God forbid if you get with a man and then he acts like a man, because you can't do that either.
As many pregnancies that are going on in 2020 because of COVID, I guarantee you, we are going to see not a spike, but we're going to see a huge downfall of children being born in 2021. Guarantee you.
So
and in 2020, I guarantee you, 2020, by the end of 2020, December 2020, we're going to see less children being born than 2019.
So you're saying like at the start of this wave, you're saying it's going to be like November, December this year and into 2021.
Yeah, I
can see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, ironically enough, I know about 4 people who have been pregnant or already had a newborn within the past year. But to me, I don't know necessarily how to put that, but I think
because you look at the people that are at home together, and they're fucking.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
Then look at how many people are home together and they're not fucking, and look at people. Look at the single people.
For sure.
Who now everyone's brainwashed to you can't even touch another human being.
Yep.
And now everybody's just chilling at home by themselves on OnlyFans, whacking off, making
paying $25 a month to see a chick in fucking lingerie.
And again, no offense to it. Like, no disrespect to that.
Do what you do, but I don't think. Has the prostitution business died as well with this? Because if I'm gonna pay $25, you feel what I'm saying? I might as well get the fucking live action. You feel me? I'm just saying, if I'm gonna do it,
I just hit second base and I'm safe.
Right.
I hit second base and I'm playing it safe.
All right. That's I'll leave that one alone too. But I'm just saying, if I'm gonna pay $25, I'm saying a month for some shit. Anyway, no. It just seems, I don't know. No, they're not all that expensive either, from what I've seen. So, I guess if a chick charging $2.99 a month on OnlyFans, I guess if you, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what if you get a bunch of people, to me, like if I'm a chick, that's a hell of a business model. And if you find, dude, come on, that's
bro, I'm gonna have to.
That's easy. $2.99.
I'm gonna have to walk back so hard from this. I might as well get my walk back ready.
Bro, you seen the fucking meme with a chick like, oh, everybody's so mad because I made so much money, and she was making like $10,000 a fucking week or some shit off OnlyFans. Bro, $10,000 a week.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking money, bro.
That's why you can't find no fucking camera equipment on Amazon and shit no more. It's $50 cameras or it's $2,000 cameras. Everything in between fucking gone. Because everybody camming.
Everybody's camming, man.
Everybody fucking camming. So
they ain't playing around.
Nah, hell no.
They're not playing around. They're either doing what we doing or they doing what niggas be doing.
Yeah.
After dark.
One or the other. One or the fucking other.
And again, Corns walk back. I don't blame him. Niggas ain't got shit to do. Go ahead and get your money.
No, for sure. Like I said, I'm not hating on it. Like, it's the hustle. Like I said, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I'm a type of dude that's going to buy some shit like that, I'm.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm getting the real thing. I'm not. But that's just me.
Yeah.
If I were to do that, but
I will say, niggas are talking and it's after midnight, so fuck it. I will say, I've been in a few prostitutes. It's not all that fun. It's not all that fun.
So are you saying that OnlyFans could potentially be more fun? If the proper content is provided, you feel what I'm saying?
better than 2/3 of the prostitutes
Interesting.
that
Okay.
I've been with.
Okay. I'll accept
But there
that.
was one. There was one. I will say that.
There was one.
There was one. And I was like, yeah. I'm thinking back now. I'm like, yeah, that. OnlyFans wasn't better than that. Nah.
Oh shit! Shout out Joe Trump again. He said the podcast been fire. We deserve a bigger audience, man. We've been trying to get these motherfuckers to thank you. We appreciate it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thanks for tuning in the whole fucking cast, by the way, because that's some real shit. But yeah, I agree, man. I think we do deserve a bigger audience. I'm not trying to toot our own horn here, but shout out to Joe Trump because you deserve a bigger audience too, fam. On some real shit. And if y'all haven't checked out RevX content, check that shit out. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, get them videos back up.
If you're unfamiliar with Vincent Stewart, you should be. And all you gotta do is take a look at that page and see why. But back to OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. The
OnlyFans. Yeah.
Oh man.
Speaking of OnlyFans, shout out to the Chris Rose too.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Chris Rose. Shit. She is she coming on half-assing for the part 2 anytime soon?
Maybe. I have to hit her up. I have to see.
Because I remember you said either we was gonna try and have her on Comrades here or back on Hap for part 2.
Yeah, Corn's got the next 2 days off, so I'm actually I'm trying to get my interview game back up. So
for sure,
I'm looking. I've got a couple options. I'm looking at right now to try and get some either some updated interviews or some new interviews. Ooh. So yeah, we'll see.
And as always, the link to Half-Ass Pod is in the description, man. It's also the featured channel on the page. If y'all go check out the page to get the featured channel and get right to it, you feel me? Definitely check that shit out too, man. I think we have beat the horse to a pulp, man. Anything else you want to say before we get the fuck up out of here, man?
No. I mean, again, thank you. How many people do we have watching this thing? I can't see anything.
For as late as it is, I think we got to 3 once, but it's mostly been the homie Joe Trump, man. I saw 2 people, like some other person come in for a bit, and a couple people gonna come in and leave.
Word. Shout out to Joe Trump. Shout out to everybody else as well if they came in. I will say, man, I enjoy seeing like the comments coming in below, and I enjoy seeing looking at the chat as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome. I think this is our very first live podcast episode. So, thank you for everybody that watched. Thank you for people who are going to be watching afterwards, and continue to check out Half-Ass Podcast as well. Again, I'm gonna have some try and get some interviews brewing for the next couple days. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably gonna do another episode tomorrow as well. And again, shout out to Adam as well. Be back for the next episode of Comrades too. But yeah,
man, we just
stay tuned here on Comrades. We got some big things going here now. Like I feel like we're one of the big dogs now.
Bro, we stepping it up. This is just a little bit of flavor, man. We still got some other shit in the bag. We ain't pulled out yet. So just this live here, this is just the beginning, man. So y'all definitely stay tuned, man. Like I said, shout out to everybody. Shout out to our listeners. Make sure y'all, you know what I'm saying, share the shit, like the shit, subscribe to the shit. Gotta get all that shit out the way, man, because we're trying to get this shit popping like never before. If y'all didn't check out, yeah, man. And if y'all didn't check out the video about checking out our SoundCloud, then check that shit out too. And then go check out the SoundCloud after that, because like I said, it's not gonna be up there that much longer. We're moving the videos over here slowly but surely.
I am currently in the process of moving some more over.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. We got stuff in the works, man. We're doing some, like I said, some stuff behind the scenes, trying to get this to be a little more of an interactive experience and get a lot of cool shit going on it, and really take the live thing, or at least the heavy podcasting game pretty serious, man. Because I think it's time. And like Joe Trump was saying, man, we need a bigger audience, man, because people need to hear this shit. You feel me? They always have.
But will they listen?
But will they listen? Because I don't know about you, but when I start talking, I don't know. I'm gonna say shit goes in one ear and out the other, but it's always a shock to people, and it's just like, oh shit, like for real. I'm just like, yeah, but so and so, blah 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 blah, depending on the subject. And then you tell somebody something, and you're like, okay, yeah, and then it doesn't, and then it's like it doesn't register. It just shoot, and then they keep talking about the same thing. And it's just like, told you not to play in that sandbox. The sand is dirty. Play in this one. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I saw that sandbox being built, and it's not clean. You gotta go play in this sandbox. You feel what I'm saying? It's that kind of dynamic. But enough ranting, man. Contemporary Comrades, first live stream. I think it went pretty damn well. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. This video will probably be done, rendering or whatever in like an hour or two, whatever the hell long it takes YouTube. The last one I did took a little bit to show up, but if y'all caught this on the live, thank you for watching. Contemporary Comrades, peace up, A-Town down. We out.
Peace out.